Wakey, wakey, darling. It's time for dinner. Oh, come on. You haven't eaten ever since you've gotten here. I'm starting to get a bit worried. Hey, you're not sick, are you? Here, let me take your vitals. Hey, it's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. I know that adjusting to a new surrounding takes time, but it's been 3 days. You have to eat something, even if it's just a little bit. Oh, right, here. See? I made you some meat stew. It's been in the fridge since yesterday, but you know what they say. Stew always tastes better the next day. See? Doesn't it smell good? It took me a while to get the recipe right, but I promise, it'll warm you right up. I won't lie though, the taste is still a bit questionable. This is my first time cooking for someone other than myself, so maybe I'm just a bit self-conscious. Oh, right. I forgot. You can't really eat with your hands tied behind your back like that, huh? Just leave it to me, okay? Just get a spoonful like this. Maybe a little piece of meat on it. Good. Alright. Say ah. Oh, wait. Forgot to blow on it. Sorry. Okay. Now say ah. Are you worried that it's poisoned or something? I promised I'd never do anything like that to you. Here, I'll prove it. See? It's safe. If you keep starving yourself, you'll end up dying. Besides, we're already running out of IV fluid, so I won't be able to keep you hydrated for long either. Especially since you won't drink any of the drinks I bring you. Not to mention, the hospital's been really strict lately. I don't think I can get away with stealing any more of these without getting questioned. They're really cracking down on the missing supplies after you disappeared, you know? God, are they annoying. I tried fighting off the rumors, but everyone started to think that you stole everything before running off and dying somewhere. Well, they're not wrong. At this rate, if you keep refusing to eat or drink, you probably will end up dying sooner or later. I don't think either of us wants that. So hear me out. If you don't like the taste of my cooking, then, oh, we can order something else instead. And if you wanted to eat my cooking, but you just didn't want to eat the cooking that I made earlier, then you can watch me cook or place the order so that you know that nothing shady's happening. But you have to at least try it once. Okay? Okay. Hold on. Let me get you another spoonful with a big piece of meat on it, okay? Here we go. Just like this. Okay. Here you go. Well, how is it? Is it good? I'm glad. But I guess anything would taste good if you haven't eaten in as long as you have. Here, let's try to eat around 5 more spoonfuls, okay? Alright. Now let me get you another spoonful, just like this. Say ah. There you go. Alright. Now let's get a piece that has a bigger piece of meat on it. Almost dropped it. There we are. Good job. It's like I'm feeding a baby or something. All right, spoonful number 3. There we go. Okay. Oh, some of it's spilling off the sides of your mouth. Don't worry, I've got it. Didn't know you were such a messy eater, though. Just a little on the left, and a little on the right. You're right. It tastes pretty good after all. Or maybe it just tastes better because we're eating it together. What? Weren't you the one who said that everything tastes better when you're eating it with the people you care about? You don't remember. That's too bad. That was the whole reason I started to learn how to cook in the first place. Maybe I should start giving you some vitamin E. We are getting older after all. Well, it's okay if you don't remember. Because I always will. It was our last year of nursing school after our pharmacy rotation. You came up to my table and asked why I always eat bread for lunch. And then you gave me your packed meal and lectured me about how we need to be eating a proper meal in order to safely take care of our patients. And when I tried to refuse it, you said not to worry, and that we're a team, so we have to look after each other. It probably wasn't even a big deal. Actually, in hindsight, it was most likely just another Friday to you. But for me, that was the first time I felt like someone actually saw me. Before I met you, well, you probably know, I was quite the loner in our class. My schedule was the same every single day. Wake up, go to class, do rotations, go home, study, go to sleep, and do it all over again. I never really had anything I particularly looked forward to or had any expectations to be met. I think as we grow older, things like making friends or wanting to go out can become so hard, you know? And it doesn't take much before we start leaving our rose-tinted glasses on our bedside table before we wake up. To be honest, I thought most people were like me. Existing, but not really living. People who are just trying to get through another day so we don't fall behind the rat race. But then I met you. And you were kind and loving and warm, and your presence alone was enough to light up an entire room. Not to mention, you're constantly looking out for others and noticing things that others tend to ignore. It's no wonder you're such a wonderful nurse. After that first encounter, you started to check in on me every once in a while. You'd share your snacks with me, invite me to hang out with the students in our class. You even bought me my first beer. I remember it was so bitter, I couldn't finish it. And when everyone started to tease me about it, you took the drink and chugged it for me in one shot, even though I knew that you didn't particularly like the taste of beer either. And when I asked if you were okay, you said it wasn't a big deal because everything tastes better when you're eating it with the people you care about. That's when I realized that this is your way of telling me that you cared about me. It all started to make sense. No normal person would treat someone like me so specially unless they felt some sort of way towards me, right? After that, I started looking for you more often during our rounds. We started to eat together regularly. And then you said you were happy to see me eating home-cooked meals rather than store-bought bread. But what you said that one night stuck with me. Because you were right. Every meal I ate with you tasted so much better than when I tried to cook for myself at home. I tried, though. I practiced every single day to recreate the same flavors you brought to my meals by simply existing. I took classes and I watched tutorial after tutorial, but it wasn't enough. I needed you. The secret ingredient was you. And when you opened up to me about why you started nursing in the first place, I couldn't help but feel awestruck by how a world that could hurt so many people creates such a perfect person. But that's where I messed up. I put you on a pedestal, and I didn't see you as a normal human being anymore. And as a result, I said things I didn't mean because I assumed that someone like you didn't have any problems because of how strong and perfect you were. And I'm sorry it took me so long to realize that I was wrong. The day I caught you silently crying alone in the stairwell after one of your patients passed, that was the moment I finally understood. It's not that you're immune to negative feelings or that you look at the bright side of things all the time. It's that you hold everything in so you wouldn't burden those around you. You wear that smile on your face like an ID because you gave yourself the role of being the support. And you don't want people to worry about you because then they'll know that you're weak too. You look after and do everything for everyone else's sake, but you're so hard on yourself. And I don't know if it's because you're scared or this is a role that you were forced to at a young age and this is what you're used to or what. But you're your own person. You're human. You're allowed to feel things like fear and sadness and happiness and loneliness, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with feeling human. Actually, I only learned that recently after meeting you. I always thought that trusting someone else with your emotions and feelings were bound to lead to disappointment, betrayal, and sadness. And sometimes, life's just like that. You have to suffer in order to know what happiness feels like. Otherwise, you'll take it for granted, right? Maybe that's why I'm so attached to you. I was in hell before I met you, you know? I felt like a shell of a human. But then you came into my life and showed me that there was more to life than just existing. You made me want to live. Truly live. And for the first time in my life, I wanted to know what tomorrow would be like. Whether it was going to be a good day or a bad day or what. As long as you were in it, I was happy. Or so I thought. Hey. Can you be honest with me? What do you see in her? You know, that blonde doctor from pediatrics. The one you started hanging around more and more. I overheard you telling one of her classmates that she was special. That you saw something in her. So what was it? I tried looking through her records, but I couldn't find any medical reports to indicate that she was special in any way. much about it at first. Especially when you started to bring her around to our after-work hangouts or when you invited her to eat lunch with us, but it just wouldn't stop! I kept thinking that this is just how you are. That your heart is just so big and that you just can't bring yourself to ignore the loners. And I thought I would be fine because I thought what we had was special. That I was enough. But then you kissed her, didn't you? Isn't it funny? I tend to catch you when you're at your most vulnerable, don't you think? I always thought that meeting you was some sort of sign from some higher power. Like it wanted me to be there for you when you needed someone. Like a band-aid. That's all I was to you. Yeah. It all started to come together when you stopped coming to our usual hangouts so you could hang out with her. I was just a band-aid. I was nothing more than a small plaster to make you feel better for the moment, only to be thrown away when you've lost the need for me. But I tried to be special. I tried everything I could to mean something to you. I changed myself inside and out for you. I pretended to be social with everyone so you didn't have to carry that societal burden of being the support for everyone anymore. So that you could finally take a step back and relax. So that you could rest. And I cut off my beautiful long hair for you because you said you liked girls with short hair. I took the blame for your mistakes at work so that you wouldn't get in trouble because I knew that those slip-ups you were making were because you were distracted by that whore. It wasn't your fault that you would constantly spend the night at your place. It was her fault for keeping you up all night, moaning with that disgusting shrilly voice of hers. If she had so much to say, then she should have spent that time helping you with your upcoming exams, right? But no, I did that. I was the one who stayed up with you and took notes for you so that you could pass your RN exams. I was the one who brought you energy drinks when I caught you getting drowsy during our shifts. I was the one who cared about you. It was me. I was here first. You said you had fun with me. You said you appreciated me. You said I was the best. So tell me. Tell me the honest truth. What am I to you? Really? Was I just another source of entertainment, or maybe you saw me as a passion project? Huh? A study buddy, a walking vending machine, the best? I don't understand, so tell me! What am I to you? After everything we've been through, what am I? A joke? A friend? Only a friend? That's not enough. Hey, I've never asked you for anything in my entire life. I've done and sacrificed so much for you. So now it's finally my turn to ask you for a favor. can you just love me? Why? Why not? Why can't you just love me? I did everything I could to make you happy. I did everything I could to show you that I loved you from the bottom of my heart. So why? Why is my best not good enough for you? Why am I not good enough for you? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why do you make me suffer like this? I did everything that you asked me to. I became everything you wanted, so why? Why am I still not enough? Why am I never enough? For you. For my parents. For my teachers. Why can't someone just tell me that I'm enough for them? I try so hard. I work so hard, so why can't you recognize that? I thought you were different. I thought you understood me. Shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up! You are a liar! Because if you say you do, then why would you do this to me? Why would you hurt me like this? I don't understand. If you know what this feels like, then why do you do the same thing to me? I trusted you. I trusted you with my entire heart. And I thought I finally found someone who would treat me right. Someone who would finally treasure me. Someone who would recognize my efforts. Someone who would tell me that I'm enough. Someone who thought I was enough. But I was a fool. When will I finally be enough for someone? Enough to care for. Enough to miss. Enough to love. Can't you see I didn't have a choice but to get rid of her? Of course I killed her. I wanted to know. No. I needed to know. I needed to know what made her different from me. I wanted to see the spark that you saw in her, the special thing that made you see her as someone worthy of loving. I kept watching her, studying her, agonizing over her, but I couldn't understand what was so great about her. And I realized I was only seeing her outer appearance. And I remember that one saying, it's on the inside that counts, right? So I wanted to test that theory. And what better way to see what's on the inside than ripping them open to inspect it myself? When I cut her open, oh God, you won't believe this. Her insides were exactly the same as your needy neighbors. Every girl you looked at bled the same shade of red. Their organs were in the same place, and I couldn't really find any major differences between them. I tried. I dug through every crevice and cavity of their organs to find the thing you saw in them. For some reason, I couldn't. I just couldn't. No matter how desperately I searched, I couldn't see what you saw. But I tried, you know. And then I remembered from my nutrition class. Did you know that when you eat The human body absorbs roughly around 10 to 90% of the nutrients from every meal. Tell me, it's been a few days of eating this stew. You think I absorbed enough of their nutrients to be special yet?